Hello YouTube, and I hope this is up on Sunday. So hope. If it's up on Sunday, I'm sorry. Haha, wearing my Daddy Hallows t-shirt. How awesome is that? I'm going to talk about interviews. Interviews. Ha. Interviews are probably the vein of existence for any person seeking a job. Job interviews, unfortunately, are unavoidable. What are job interviews? Job interviews are picking the right candidate for the job. There's 3 stages in interviews. Sometimes. Not always. Sometimes. So the first stage can be a phone interview. The phone interview is generally how you behave and speak on the phone. Yeah, it's pretty basic, pretty simple, can't really fail it. Phone interviews are just generally how you interact with a person on the phone. It's pretty much to go with the tone that you use. So if you're lying in bed and you're groggy and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, chances are you're not going to do too well because naturally your brain isn't working like mine is most days. If you do get a phone interview, it's generally at that point you get told, we'll contact you at a later date to arrange another interview. This will be your first face-to-face interview with the employer. The face-to-face interview is basically what's on your CV or your resume. It's very much on you and what's on that sheet of paper that you submitted for the job. Generally, this will have different questions on what you have done, whether it's college, job experience, and so on and so forth. It's also sometimes about the company. So it's good to research the company. I made that mistake a couple of times. Go me. The third phase is generally the second round interview. The second round interview is basically means you're after impressing them, maybe on the phone or in the face-to-face interview, and they want to see more of you. This is generally an interview that could be with another face-to-face, more than one person. It can deal with different things. It could be a test, it could be a presentation, it could be anything. Second round interviews are so different to the first round interviews. The second round interview means that you're after impressing to a point that they think that you're actually suitable for this job. There's something more that you can offer. Sometimes the second round interviews are more nerve-wracking than the first round, and the phone one is generally because this is when you really are being judged on what you can do. I've had some bad interviews. I am speaking for personal experience. I've had some bad interviews. Now, not so much. I think I have one bad interview in the last 3 months, and it's just because I wasn't prepared for the questions. So in your second round interview, always prepare. Don't do me and not prepare for certain questions. Competitors of a company is a huge question that's asked, and it's so quickly overlooked by you and overlooked by me, the person going for the job, just because it's not something that you actually think about. And funnily enough, when you're asked, well, what do you think about other competitors? And you're sitting there kind of going, other competitors? What other competitors? Yeah, it's not a good sign. And I put my hands up and saying that, guys, do you know what? I had that. I didn't research competitors, didn't get the job, obviously. And, well, you know, I made that mistake once, I'm not going to make it again. Interviews aren't there to make you nervous. It is very much all about what you can do, what you can offer. And it's all about your personality. Have a good, strong, be passionate, be patient, be calm, be cool, be collected, be you. And confidence. And that's what you need to get across to the interviewer, that you are confident, you are the best person you can be for this job. Yes, it doesn't always work, but at the end of the day, if you're like me and you're getting called for interviews, it's experience in itself. So there's nothing to worry about if you don't get the job, even if you really wanted it. I've been there too. It's tough, but you just have to get on with it. There's plenty of jobs out there too, if you can find them. That is another thing that jobs look for, is experience. The biggest issue that people who have just finished secondary school and finished college don't have experience. And unfortunately, every job that you apply for will look for some sort of experience. Unfortunately, if you do a 4-year honours degree in something and you walk out of it and you weren't lucky enough in your course to get work placements, you're kind of screwed. Sometimes the simplest jobs are the ones that you need to be working at. If you really want the job, you're also going to make the impression. Don't go into the interview wearing a t-shirt. That's not a good end. You need to go from this to something like this. Ta-da! Okay, so I didn't do much of an effort. It's a video. Sorry. The best advice I can give is don't lie on your CV. If you lie on your CV, you're going to be caught out. Anyway, and that random is of ranting on interviews that made probably no sense whatsoever. I'm going to see you guys, hopefully, next week. See you on the flip side.